Hey, how's it going, everyone? We are back once again on the final whistle, and today I'm going to be doing another transfer wrap up, but it's going to be a Premier League transfer wrap up instead today. Instead of the normal transfer wrap up, I'm going to do a separate video on the other transfers around the world, probably on later today. But, guys, I'm going to jump straight into things and talk about Leeds United's first signing of the summer. And Leeds United has gone out and signed Junior Firpo from FC Barcelona for a fee of 15 million euros. Guys, it is a very cheap fee for me personally. I think this is a great signing from Leeds United. I think it suits them very well after losing Alioski. They might still sign him, but it looks like he's very well gone after leaving the club with his contract finally expiring. But Barcelona needed to sell. Barcelona had to get rid of dead wood. They had to get rid of a lot of players to free up those wages for new players to come in. And Leeds United have jumped on that, and they have taken a huge steal of a deal for me here in Junior Firpo. Only 15 million for the young left back who is Spanish, and he is fantastic going forward, very creative, very attacking wise. He is still pretty decent defensively, but he is a fantastic signing for this Leeds United side. Very quick, very high tempo player, and I think he will be great in a Marcelo Bielsa style football. And I think if you're being signed by a Bielsa team, he obviously knows you're up to fitness, you're ready to press, you're into the tackle, and I think Bielsa's found a steal of a deal here for only 15 million, bringing him into Leeds. And Leeds have got a real gem here at left back for me in Junior Firpo. He will obviously be starting at left back for Leeds United next year, alongside for me Diego Loriente, Struick, and Luke Ayling. But guys, I'm gonna move on from that. Junior Firpo, 15 million signing, 15 million euro signing for Leeds United from FC Barcelona. I'm going to move on to talk about Norwich's next signing, one of their many amazing signings they've made this summer. This one probably is very under the radar for a lot of Premier League fans or a lot of fans around the world. Norwich City have gone out and signed Pierre-Lise Melou from OGC Nice. A great signing for me, guys. I think this is fantastic. Norwich have been doing great business, and they've gone out and signed Malou for a fee of 3.5 million euros or 3 million euros. Either way, it is extremely cheap for a player of his caliber. He's still very young for me. Very great midfielder, French midfielder. Obviously, the French teams have been needing to sell, and if you look at the French sales this summer, they've been on the cheap side, the very, very cheap side, like this Malou deal. And I think teams know that they can pick off from the French teams because the French teams have lost a lot of big revenue, a lot of big TV deals because of COVID, and they're also being affected by COVID. And knowing that the Premier League has the money, they got to sell, and they got to sell eventually. And you're seeing Awar being sold for around 20 million, more than likely going to happen this summer. And you see a guy like Malou get sold for 3.5, 3 million euros, and it's incredible to see a guy of his caliber go for so cheap. And I think this is a fantastic signing by Norwich, building an unbelievable midfield there. Put him beside Billy Gilmore, and this team is looking like a really good mid-table side in the Premier League for me, guys, under a very great coach in Daniel Farke. But guys, I'm going to move on to the next signing. After Norwich signed Pierre-Lise Melou from OGC Nice for 3.5 million euros. But guys, today Arsenal have come out and signed Sambi Lokonga from Anderlecht for 18 million euros till 2026. I can't lie, guys, I don't know much about him. He's talked as being a midfielder. He's going to be playing beside Partey. This is all I've really seen. I got to look up more on him. I want to do probably another video on him. This is very interesting for me. Apparently he's a very up-and-coming midfielder, a great midfielder with a lot of potential. I'm not sure if Arsenal are going to start him straight away for 18 million. They might, but if this is the caliber of midfielder Arsenal are going to be starting these days, for me, Arsenal aren't the biggest threat in my books. Obviously, they've talked about getting Ben White. That's not official yet. But Sambi Lokonga is now an Arsenal player, and he is signed for 18 million euros till 2026. The young, promising midfielder. We'll see what he can pull off this year for Arsenal and playing under Mikel Arteta. But guys, the next three signings for me are very interesting. Two of them happened today, and one was a couple days ago. This is probably two of my favorite signings so far of the summer. And Crystal Palace have signed Marc Guéhi from Chelsea for 20 million euros till 2026. A lot of people might not know Guéhi. He was playing for Swansea last year. A very, very good English center back, young, very talented. I heard a lot of uproar from Chelsea fans. A lot of people might not know of him, but a great player from Chelsea, one of their many young youth players that they've had to sell or had to move on. But you got to look at this. If Chelsea want to go out and fund a Haaland deal, if they want to fund a deal of Jack Grealish or any kind of big deal, they're gonna have to make some money. And 20 million for Mark Guéhi, I think, is fantastic business. He's a very young, up and coming center back, like I said. And for me, Crystal Palace are getting a steal of a deal here again. You might think 20 million for a young center back who hasn't had much Premier League experience. I think this is a great move for Crystal Palace. Slot him in there besides Tyreek Mitchell and one of your more experienced center backs, because Crystal Palace have really shipped away a lot of players with their contracts expiring. They got that manager finally figured out there, Patrick Vieira, and I think this will be a great signing for them. I think he's going to flourish at Crystal Palace, and I think Vieira is going to play some good football for them. And it's going to be very interesting to see what Mark Guéhi can do for Crystal Palace. Guys, I'm going to move on to another signing that happened couple days ago. I'm going to save my favorite one for last. Leicester City have gone out and signed a depth fullback in Ryan Bertrand into a 2-year deal, and he was a free agent released by Southampton this summer. Wasn't really released, his contract was expiring. This is, for me, a great signing from Leicester City. They don't have much depth at fullback or defensive-wise for me. Center back, they got to address. I talked about that earlier in the summer, but I think they still need to go out and do it. Left back-wise, you got James Just who can play there. And you have now Ryan Bertrand. I think they need to go pick out a number one, and they got to get a solid one, because Ryan Bertrand for me is obviously fantastic Premier League quality, great experience. He's been there, he's done that, and I think if you want a depth player, they're in Europe, they're in Champions League now. You need Ryan Bertrand. I think it's a fantastic signing for them on the cheap, and you could have found a better depth fullback there for Leicester City this summer. But guys, we're gonna move on to my favorite deal of today, or of one of the ones that are really official, because obviously Jadon Sancho is not official yet, really is official, but the paperwork hasn't gone through. United hasn't done all that signing videos and whatnot. But for me, guys, Fabrizio Romano gave us one of the Here We Go today, and Gollini from Atalanta will be signing for Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, he will be signing for Tottenham. A lot of people might not know of him if you're a Premier League fan and don't really watch the Serie A, but Gollini is a great and fantastic goalkeeper for Atalanta. Was their starter for many years, or past couple of years when they've had great runs in the Champions League, great runs in the Serie A. Kept them afloat, made some tremendous saves. He is still only 26, so he's not an old goalkeeper either, guys. And he'll be signing on a 1-year loan deal until 2022, with an option for Tottenham to trigger that, for him to have an extra year till 2023 as a loan deal, or they could have an option to buy this or after the first year and for 15 million euros, which for me, either way, is a fantastic deal. I think they'll buy him after the first year, because for me, Hugo Lloris is aging. He keeps making mistakes after year. People blame on De Gea for De Gea making so many mistakes. I think you got to look at Hugo Lloris, because for many years, Lloris has been awful for me ever since he broke his arm. Before that, after the World Cup, I think Lloris has not been the same. And for me, getting Gollini is fantastic. 26, phenomenal Italian goalkeeper. Start him. I think Tottenham's got to start him. I think Nuno Espirito Santos is going to see it in Gollini to start him, and 15 million after next year. I think it is a fantastic deal for Tottenham Hotspur, guys. I think they're going to make it happen. And Fabrizio already gave the Here We Go. Like I said, I hope Gollini gets some game time this year to show what he's all about in the Premier League. And Premier League fans will open their eyes, and Tottenham fans will open their eyes to Gollini and really see what this Italian guy has got. Because we don't see too many Italians in the Premier League that often. We only got Jorginho here, and I guess you could look at Emerson too. But guys, those are some fantastic signings in the Premier League. I think I'll do a Premier League transfer wrap-up show every day, because I think the Premier League is so interesting with contract renewals, signings happening every day, and transfer rumors. And I'll do a separate one for all the other leagues and all the other rumors. But guys, for now, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think of these signings, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.